And so YouTube celebrity and conservative entertainer Wild Bill Finley got in front of an audience of a lot of old white people and had this to say. We got two clips. Let's play the first clip.
I'm getting the signal here, so I'm going to skip ahead to the fun part. How appropriate that we are here right after the Martin Luther King holiday. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, and it was a good one. He dreamed of a day when skin color would not matter anymore. A day when character would be more important than skin color. But when we look at what's happening in the USA today, it's pretty easy to see that Dr. King's dream got hijacked along the way. I believe that racism would have died out in this country a long time ago, except that some people figured out that racism can be very profitable.
Pause it. Now, contemplate this for a moment. Racism would have died out a long time ago. Now, obviously, he's acknowledging that racism must have existed in Martin Luther King's day, the mid-'60s, and it being now approximately 45 years later. Wild Bill believes that racism would have died out a long time ago, but for the race hustlers. Now, I want you to note that Wild Bill was still wearing a cowboy hat and a leather vest. The way that people dressed, 100 years ago. So his sense of time may be a little bit mixed up, but maybe he thought that, it would have ended probably by around 2004, right after Steve Scalise would have taken that vote. But for all the race baiting.
Keep the best and leave the rest, Sam.
Well, that's right.
Screw you.
I'm telling you, it would have died out a long time ago. There's been so much history that I'm still wearing clothes from 100 years ago. Excuse me, I got to go out and do some cattle rustling. Here we go.
Keep the rustling, drop the racism.
Both financially and politically. And now, those who are most vocal about Martin Luther King Jr. being their hero seem to be the most race-driven people in America. The left have mastered the art of turning every issue into a skin color issue. Character be damned. Manufacturing racism for political purposes is a big business in the USA.
That's right. Manufacturing racism. That just comes right off the assembly line. All right, let's listen to the second clip.
We are the people who practice Dr. King's dream. It is the Tea Party where people are not judged by the color of their skin. And it is Tea Party Americans who believe that character still counts. So today, I am officially announcing that the Tea Party is taking Dr. Martin Luther King away from the liberal left. They have disgraced the name of that man for far too long, and it's time to call them out on it. From this day forward, Dr. Martin Luther King is officially a Tea Party hero. And to you race-baiting promoters of division and hatred, you're not getting him back until you renounce your shameful skin color politics and start practicing the politics of character.
There you have it. Wild Bill Finley has taken. We're going to take Martin Luther King back. And in fact, we're also, as when we take a man like that, we're going to rename him, of course. We're going to change his name. Last name now going to be Finley. And he is going to work for us. He's going to be our mascot. We're going to put him on everything. And in fact, we're going to get rid of the whole Martin Luther thing. That's confusing, two names. We're just going to call him Toby. We're going to call him Toby Finley. And we have now taken Toby Finley. There we have it.
Sort of a good luck charm. He's a house orator, if
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying.
We
He's a
have
very,
him.
very good
We're not going to
spirit.
give him back to you, libs. Can't have him. He's ours now. And that proves that we have a much more forward-looking, we don't even see race. We just own Toby Finley. He's ours.
I don't see race. I see property.
And that's right. He's a man of great character, just also ours.
We're
Mine.
still going to take a fourth of a day off
That's
in
right.
honor of Toby.
That's right.
And
But-
some of the nice speeches he done did.
That's right. We're also, incidentally, just want to say we're going to, of course, file a claim with those makers of that movie, Selma, for using Toby Finley's image and life story without getting the proper clearances from me.
The makers of that film are a lot more excitable than Toby, but they could probably use new ownership and names as well.
That's right. We're going to own all of them just to prove that it's all about character. See? So we own you now, Toby.
Nothing proves character like ownership, Toby.
That's right.
You can't have him back.
That's right. Sorry, race baiters. Toby Finley, no longer yours.
If you don't know who Toby Finley is, you ain't got character.
That's right.
Should crack open a history book.
So, apropos of Wild Bill Finley saying that he is now taking back Martin Luther King from the liberal left, because Martin Luther King, his big thing was about character, not to see race. His whole ideals have been hijacked. Want to remind Wild Bill Finley of Martin Luther King's perspective on all sorts of things. Now, of course, the war is ancient history, according to Wild Bill Finley. But back in 1952, in writing a letter to Coretta Scott, Martin Luther King had this to say: "I imagine you already know that I am much more socialistic in my economic theory than capitalistic. Capitalism started out with a noble and high motive, but like most human systems, it fell victim to the very thing it was revolting against. So today, capitalism has outlived its usefulness." And then, lest Wild Bill think that Martin Luther King had renounced that perspective, in his final speech to the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1967, "One day we must ask the question, why are there 40 million poor people in America? When you ask that question, you begin to question the capitalistic economy." And those who have bothered to just go on YouTube and seen a couple of speeches of Martin Luther King know that by 1966, 67, he was not confining himself to civil rights, but saying, what is the value of being able to sit at a lunchroom counter if you can't even pay for a hamburger? And he was talking about economic justice as well as social justice.
Now, Toby, we're going to have to review some of them there speeches and ranting that you uttered before. That don't sound like any type of property of mine should be saying them sort of things.
That's right. Wild Bill
I think what Toby meant to say is that there are 40 million poor is a character issue.
Indeed.
That's
That's
so
a
great.
real character problem. Toby, we're going to try that. Take two.
All right, try this, Toby. You ready, Toby? All right, here you go. Read from this. People are poor because they're lazy slobs and don't have a proper work etiquette. I have a dream that one day the Occupy protesters will take a shower and respect their economic and social betters. That's what I work for every day. Stop raping people.
Get off my lawn.
Get off of my lawn and buy gold in these times of sweeping socialism. As my friend Rush pointed out, pretty soon you can't even wink at a pretty lady on a subway no more without the Muslim PC police arresting you.
You're all gonna, it's a law. We're gonna make the entire United States a no-go zone.
They are literally neighborhoods in Paris, France, where young ladies cannot walk with anything other than a satanic veil around the shoulders of the perverted faith of Islam.
What do these people think? Like, even his most generally accepted airbrush speeches are liberal speeches. And his actual full politics is like, he would be attacked today by liberals because he would be criticizing the drone program.
Right.
And they'd be like, you're too hard on Obama, Mr. King.
MLK is just pissed because he didn't get that invite to a party.
Well, I think maybe apparently if he'd gotten his ego more massaged, maybe he'd understand how complicated national security secrets are.
What an egotist.
What an egotist.
He's not getting invited to MSNBC anytime soon.
Unbelievable.
Go off and do more talks with Cornel West and Tavis Smiley and be a sore loser.
We would be the ones commemorating Selma.
You know what I did not realize that I saw on Hayes last night? There are 3 states, I think like 2 or 3 or maybe more, 4 states that celebrate Robert E. Lee Day.
Yeah.
On MLK Day.
Definitely.
In Alabama, they put that top on the, and I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
I think I had seen that before, but I thought it was literally a joke.
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's not a joke.
They'd still had a couple years ago in Memphis or Nashville. It's not quite as big a deal, but there was still Nathan Bedford. Was like the park in town. The guy who founded the KKK.
Well, now they celebrate Robert E. Lee / Toby.
Well, to be fair, Bedford was a
Toby,
pillar.
you like the work of Nathan Bedford Forrest, don't you? We can reclaim him.
Lindsey Graham cake. Toby Finley gets 3/5 of the day off. My God, not even 1 month into 2015, we already have 2 of the best of the year with Mitt Terrier Romney and Dr. Finley. Sugar High 777. Stop raping me.
As my good friend Andrew Breitbart once said, stop raping people. Get a job. Get a job.
Michael's point is right. King would be ignored by the mainstream press just as Cornel West is.
I thought it was weird in Invictus when Nelson Mandela made a pro-Second Amendment speech. That was a weird addition.
This weekend in Portland, did he?
Can you give us that speech, Michael?
We
Did he
must
direct that?
preserve the right
Did he direct that?
to open carry firearms wherever we are, including at an Arby's.
Yes, he did.
I didn't know that.
The Springboks should only have 1 black player, no more.
I think that would have to be the Right Wing Mandela movie, that he's somehow like Mandela's disowned twin brother, and he is like trying to keep the Springboks as an all-white rugby team. There had to be some scenario like that. I wonder if Clint would be interested in directing that film.